Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Real STL News. We are for the community because we are the community.
314, what we know is time.
Welcome to episode 8 of Did We Make Ourselves Clear Season 4. We are the podcast that clarifies the subject matters of life, love, and everything in between. I'm your host, River, and we have a very special guest with us for our season finale. And here to introduce him is my guest co-host and husband, Bill. Welcome to the show, Bill.
Thanks, River. Good to be here. Hey, our normal co-host, KP, couldn't be with us, but before we introduce today's guest, we want to pay tribute to KP. He has a track out that epitomizes the theme of today's show. Human is featured on KP's new album, Cognitive Dissonance, which is available on Apple Music, Spotify, Amazon Music, and all major streaming platforms. Hey, let's hear the cut.
Yeah. Oh, 1, 2, oh, 1, 2, oh, what you wanna do? I want you, I'll come through, as if you want me to. I'm from the loose, so forgive me for my suspicions. Trust issues is typical for someone in my position. I'm sexing you in this kitchen, wishing and reminiscing. The love below I'm kissing, anticipation is stripping. My love like when she listens, on God, she is a keeper. Visions of Nefertiti, I'm reminded of her features. Exotic in a sense, but ordinarily beautiful. Natural as the essence, she's effortlessly unusual. So if the feeling's mutual, let's make a connection. I'm trying to find answers to all of your questions.
As a human, I'm a flawed individual. No, I'm not perfect, so you can be critical. Don't be cruel, cause I would never be the damn hardest to you. Yeah, it's hard, but it's true. As a human, I'm a flawed individual. No, I'm not perfect, so you can be critical. Don't be cruel. I would never be the damn hardest to you. Yeah, it's hard, but it's true. Solamente mamano. Solamente mamano. Soy consuelo. Solamente mamano.
All right. That was KP, Human. Again, you can get that on Spotify, Apple Music, all major streaming platforms. In case you're wondering who that is on guest vocals, that would be River. All right. Well, we're going to stick with that theme of being human and humanity and being real. And that leads me to introduce our guest today. Marquise Jackson is a poet and actor on the move. In October of last year, he published his very first book of poetry, which is called, I forget, I'm Only Human. Just this month, he was awarded a very special honor, the Black Caucus of the American Library Association Poetry Award. Additionally, this University of Iowa graduate is an actor, he models, and he dabbles in directing. Hey, welcome to the show, Marquise.
Yo, what's going on, man? I'm glad to be here. It's exciting, man.
Good to have you.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Good to have you.
Yeah.
Before we get started, we want to put a call out to our live audience.
Hey.
Yes, sir.
If you have questions or just want to show some love, feel free to leave that something in the comment box for us, okay? And now for our first question. When and how did you get interested in poetry, Marquise?
Good question.
Yeah, really good question. I think if I had to say when, somewhere in high school, but I've always been, you could say, had a way with words. You know what I'm saying? I think growing up, I was always a great writer and just knew what to look for. But I didn't discover it really until about, I want to say 14, 15 years old. And it turns out I just had a close friend that I only shared with. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't too comfortable with putting myself out there yet. And he read a couple and he was like, bro, what you doing? We got to get you on stage. You know what I'm saying? We got to, like, people need to hear you, hear what you got to say. And I guess it's good that I listened to him, you know?
That's wonderful.
Yeah.
That's
We are all just very thrilled
Man.
that you listened to him and that good advice. Hey, you know, something else I understand about your poetry, that it was influenced by a lot of hip hop.
Oh,
So
for
with
sure.
that in mind, who are some of the artists that inspired you?
Man, off the top, Kendrick, Cole, Drake, for a long time. Since like 09, 2010, really, you go from all of their debut joints. I mean, Thank Me Later, Sideline Story.
All right.
And for Kendrick, you know, To Pimp a Butterfly was essential for me.
Must have.
Yeah, for sure. Those three in rotation for sure. And I think when you listen to them, Drake, Kendrick, Cole, it's like they all offer something different. You know what I'm saying? And whatever taste you have, we have a lot of debates and comparisons and things like that. But no, I don't compare the three of them together, man. They're in their own lanes and doing exceptionally well in all of them.
So how did each of these artists inspire
Yeah,
your
what
work?
was it that you picked up on from?
Yeah, I'm big on storytelling, man.
Okay.
Like a cool beat is cool, a cool trap beat and all that, but at a certain point I get too tired of that. And I think in your craft you have to be very involved in the story and where to take your listener. You know what I'm saying? What can be surprising for what they hear, whether that's new lyrics or new production styles, you know what I'm saying? And that's really what did it. I want to be as, you could say, versatile as they are in their crafts.
All right.
Yeah.
Be a sponge. Right?
You know what I'm saying? You got to soak it all up, man.
That's true.
You got to.
Hey, while we're talking about influences and things that kind of shaped you, I know you were part of an NYS kind of summer writing institute.
Mhm.
How did that shape you as an artist to be a part of that? And explain what that was for our viewers out here.
That was a good time. Right after I graduated from Iowa, I think May 2019, the summer program proceeded directly after that. So it's called the New York State Summer Writers Institute. It's a 2-week program and happened July of that year. And it shaped me a lot because when I write, my process is to really revise and edit nonstop. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
But when we were there, they challenged us in a way to where we had to write a poem a day. And I mean, you know, think about that. It really wasn't even 24 hours. It was like half a day and then take it to class and read it, you know? And I think that doesn't just challenge you as a writer, as an artist, but that challenges your psyche, like your mentality of not judging yourself so much and not being so critical of yourself. So I think in any way, it really built my confidence, not just in my craft, but I think just believing in myself. You know what I'm saying? So that was a really good experience, man. I'm glad they gave me a full scholarship to attend.
So it kind of taught you to kind of trust your gut. Sometimes that first thing that comes out of you.
It's probably the best. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Second guessing yourself, all that.
Well, let's pivot to your first book of poetry titled I Forget I'm Only Human. Roll that clip for us.
Yeah. Woo, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool, man.
In the words of D Nice, man, that was giving me straight vibes, man. Straight vibes. I'm digging it.
For the whole studio.
And hey, out there in the audience, we love our audience and want to show you love. And remember, if you love what you're hearing, comment and stick around because you're going to get to actually hear some of this fine poetry shortly. But hey, while we're talking about the book, the name of the book is I Forget I'm Only Human. So I want to know why you named it that, but also I want to know why you said I forget I'm only human.
I like the way you broke that down. I like that. You know what, man? I think so 2020 is when I started writing the book. But even before then, man, I think this has been long overdue. I think in college, this book has probably been sitting in me for a couple years before I even started writing it. But you know, when you're graduating and you have other things to worry about, you probably can't devote so much time to your book outside of everything that has to be done and going on. So, but 2020, what I was doing initially was getting ready for plays and theater. I wanted to get back into theater. It had been a small minute before I was on a stage, man, and getting monologues ready, rehearsing them, you know what I'm saying? But of course, you know, COVID hit and everybody was like, okay, just a week. Oh, okay, my fault, a month.
Longest week in history, right?
You know what I'm saying? That week was like a year.
Right.
But you know what? So initially I was going to do that and I was supposed to be auditioning, right? But because of that, it forced me to sit down and really get back to writing because I really wasn't writing as much. You know, when you have a couple of things going on and you're not doing one as you should the other. So I kind of neglected writing a little bit because I was trying to get monologues like that together. And I started writing and I Forget I'm Only Human. It was like so much death happening, so much disease. I forget I'm only human in the sense that I can be going wrong. I forget I'm only human in the sense that I do have a lot of emotions going on and that I should confront those. You know, I shouldn't sit in that for too long. I think that's where it originated from.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I forget. So let me ask you something. I forget in terms of what, like forget in comparison to forgot. Like, would it be different if I said I forgot I'm only human?
Hey, you're the poet, man.
Okay.
You break it down.
You know. Okay. I forget, man. Honestly, it's just I'm big on sound and music and words, and I think I forget to me just sounds a lot better.
Okay.
But I forget. Yeah, I'm just gonna say I'm not even gonna get deep on that one. It's just a ring to it.
And you know what I heard you just say too is that during COVID and that long week that just expanded and made you think about mortality, that during that period you remembered that you're only human, and so it was kind of about your process.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
that's what I was trying to say. Yeah, that's what I was trying to
Okay, well, I'm going to ask you about the Black Caucus of American Library Association Poetry Award.
Okay.
Tell us what it meant to you to receive this award.
Yeah, that's awesome. What a prestigious honor.
Right.
Yeah. You know, what's crazy is I didn't even know about the award. I had a friend of mine who read up on it, saw it, and he ended up sending it to me. And was like, yo, I think you would be great for this. I think you would be really good for this. It's self-publishing contest. They give first, debut writers the chance to get their work out there. It wasn't something where it was you had to be solidified in what you do or have a couple books out, have all these different credits in New York Times and all that. It's an annual award that allows Black writers. There's a category in fiction too. That's awarded, but I submitted for poetry, and I mean, it means a lot. It means a lot to have recognition for your work, and in such a high honor, like Bill said, it means a lot.
Congratulations!
Congratulations again.
I appreciate you.
Yes, definitely.
Yeah. Well, hey, we're going to take a little break here in the show because this is the time when we do the speed round.
Oh,
that's right.
We're going to ask you a series of questions, and You talked about that writing workshop about trust your gut. So
See,
stick
now,
with your first answer.
now I gotta get serious. Yeah, I gotta play for real now.
First thing that comes to your mind.
Now.
River, take it away.
What's your favorite season of the year?
The fall.
What's one of the most fun childhood memories you have?
I guess spending time with my cousins. A lot of summers we spent a lot of time together, so I think just chilling with them, playing the game with them, no worries. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. What's the weirdest dream you've ever had?
Oh, that's a tough one.
Come on, River, what you? I had a dream I was Spider-Man and nobody believed me.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
And what are 3 items on your bucket list?
I want to say skydiving, winning a volleyball tournament. I gotta do all you can eat pancake contest too.
that sounds fun.
I'm gonna go ahead and get that out the way. You know what I'm saying? So
Well, great answers.
We might do that right after the show.
it sounds good to me because I could do it.
Great
We're
answers.
screaming for an endorsement, IHOP.
That's
Come on now, come on.
Right.
Easy.
Great answers. Hey, I also wanted to say that this season we've been absolutely positively thrilled to partner with the new Real STL News as a sponsor of Did We Make Ourselves Clear? And viewers, just a reminder, if you have questions or comments or want to show some love for excellence, feel free to put them in the comments bar on your social media platforms. And now, a word from our sponsor.
Today's episode is sponsored by the Real STL News. We are for the community because we are the community.
314, what we know is same.
All right, that was great. And now for something very exciting, Marquise, you have agreed to share 3 of your poems.
I did.
So let's start with Fifi's. What inspired the poem? And then, let's hear it.
Yeah, Fifi's is just me getting caught in my feelings. And I guess like I mentioned before, not being afraid to be there. Not being afraid to express myself. I think growing up in Chicago and just being a black man, you know what I'm saying? Your boys is like, bro, what you talking about? We don't want to hear all that right now. You know what I'm saying? When you try to be vulnerable or express yourself, and I think that's just where this is coming from, and kind of having a playful take on it. So this is Fifi's. I don't just get in my feelings. I make outfits out my feelings. Louis Vuitton couldn't store these feelings. Da Vinci Code couldn't crack these feelings. I don't just get in my feelings. I chef up deep dish souffle my feelings. IHOP couldn't stack these feelings. Chick-fil-A couldn't sauce these feelings. I don't just get in my feelings. I coop up, binge watch, DVR my feelings. Netflix couldn't chill these feelings. That's Fifi's.
Oh,
all right.
Fantastic.
You know?
Okay. You guys, this is all in his book. Forget I'm Human. Don't forget to cop that after the show today. How about I Get Scared Too? Tell us about that. What started? Tell us the background story about that, and then let us hear it.
That's a slightly more serious one too.
Okay.
Confronting my fears and not being afraid to speak them out loud, not being afraid to tackle them head on. That's really all I'm doing in this poem called I Get Scared Too. So I do fear some things, like not being myself truly. And I don't like lying. I'm so afraid to stay on the ground, I get around flying. That's crazy. But I do fear some things. I fear my heart isn't big enough for those who surround me, so I fear pushing people away. I fear not being enough and never can be. I fear not loving myself enough and never will. I fear becoming famous because you never know who's watching. I fear success because so many have lost it. I fear money, yes, I fear too many Benjamins in my pockets because everyone will want what I have, not who I am. And I don't have it in me to give all of what I have away because they haven't taken the time to create a life they love. I promise it's all love. I fear my creator. Being face to face with God, learning how I did not do all that I could have on earth. I fear I am not doing all that I can on earth. I fear I am. I am and just can't see it yet. That's dope.
Woo!
Yeah.
All right.
All right.
Now, you got some fantastic work, you guys. All of this is in the book, I Forget I Am Only Human. We can purchase it at Amazon. And that's I Forget I'm Only Human at Amazon.com. Please do cop that after the show. Absolutely. But I believe we
so one more. So far, the poems you've selected kind of show your vulnerable side. And I know when we talked prior to the show, and talked about what 3 poems you were going to do, we talked about it was kind of a little voyage from vulnerability and self-discovery. With that in mind, what could you share about I Am?
Yeah, exactly that. Almost like a journey, you could say, in emotion, but also, self-discovery is really good. I Am is when I'm spitting my piece, man, like finally walking in like my confidence and finally really believing in myself, really believing that I can take on anything that I want to. So that's I Am. Here it is. Too black, to this, to that. You all, in fact, inspire my rap. Just relax. It's not too late for that. Sit tight. This flick might call for snacks. I'm A-list, red carpet, limelight. I can't block it. Will Smith, Hancock it, fly around. New cockpit. 20 shows, I'm flossing. No dentist could top this. I'm not so common. I am the comet. Flow viral. TikToking. You popped. I'm popping. I am. I am. I am, indeed.
I can definitely get the hip hop influence.
I feel it. I feel that. Do you have some complimentary merchandise, companion merchandise to go with the book?
Yeah, I sure do. The link is ifiohmerch.live/Etsy. So I designed some hats, some beanies. What else? Some hoodies and some crew necks. So I'm really excited for those too. The hoodie I like a lot because I spelled I Forget I'm Only Human on the left sleeve, and it looks pretty slick. So that's one of my favorites.
Nice.
Loving the merch.
Loving the merch. Yeah, I'm going to get me this hoodie. I like hoodies.
Man.
Hey, we're excited. We got a few viewer questions out there. Darian Colvin asks, "Do you believe in generational curses? And if so, how would you go about breaking your own?"
Okay.
It's a viewer question from Darian Colvin.
Okay. Yes, I do believe in them. I do believe that what you grow in is something you have to break from. What was the second part of that? How would I go about it? Okay.
How do you break a generation?
How do you break it? Yeah.
Man, that's so loaded.
Viewers are asking easy questions out there.
That's so loaded, but it's a great question, man. I think I would say what I'm doing right now, pursuing a dream and taking practical steps to get that done, I think. But if I really wanted to break it down into smaller steps, man, I think just being a great person, working on your character, working on your integrity, working on how you speak to people, handshakes, eye contact. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think how you carry yourself is more important than what we're doing right now. You know what I'm saying? I think, and I think if you focus on those things, you're on your way. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Agreed. I agree with all of that.
Great answer.
Absolutely.
Hey, we want to do another plug for the book, so I'm going to ask you this question with that in mind. How can our viewers out there get a hold of I Forget I'm Only Human?
Yeah, I Forget I'm Only Human is on Amazon under books. And if you wanted to just search it, write in your URL. I have a custom URL called IForgetI'mOnlyHuman.com/Amazon. Take you right to it.
All right.
All right. So I know that acting is also a passion for you. What roles have you portrayed so far?
Yeah. So at Iowa, I was a part of 2 main stage productions. The first one was The Crucible, and I played Francis Nurse, man.
Salem Witch Trials. Yeah.
It was a lot going on stage. I just say that. It was a lot of screaming, a lot of looking in the skies, trying to figure out what's flying. Nothing is there, but we got to make it look like some witches is up there. Yeah, a lot of screaming on stage during the court scenes, and all the accusations that went on. But yeah, I played Francis Nurse, and that was a lot of fun. But I have so much fun with Shakespeare though. I did Midsummer Night's Dream, and I played his name was Tom Snout, so he was a part of the Mechanicals, the comedic relief of the play. A witty bunch of characters. It was me and like 3 or 4 others that made up that group. And at the end, I also played The Wall. So there's a play within the play at the end, and I spread out. I'm supposed to be a wall, and they're yelling through me, trying to get to each other. And, so that was a lot of fun. I gotta get back on stage, man. But specifically Shakespeare, I would love to do some more Shakespeare. And what it taught me too was that the language, the old language, 1600s, 1700s, it might be hard to tackle and grasp onto, but it really helped me as an actor, articulating and really being present on stage, projecting all that. So I would love to do some more Shakespeare.
All right. Yeah. Well, I know you talked about kind of producing, directing, acting, and some of your own stuff. What's cooking with that? Tell me about that.
Yeah, I have some short films, man, that I want to start releasing. Okay. I want to start releasing, shooting my own short films.
Very good.
I think when you're getting something off the ground, right, you got to carry all these hats at once. I think, you know what I'm saying? I think that's what it is right now. So definitely producing it, directing it, and starring in some of my work. I'm not gonna make no promises, but I do want to start releasing some over the summer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. Be on the lookout for that.
Absolutely.
Yes. So I did a little modeling myself.
Oh, snap.
How did you get into modeling? Tell us about Humanize My Hoodie, the campaign.
Yeah, I feel like, man, the arts are so connected, man. I feel like, poetry, I'm on stage. Acting, you're on stage. I think modeling isn't too far from any of those. Learning how to work angles and learning how to work the camera. But how I got into it initially was, so the co-founder of Humanize My Hoodie, Andre Wright, he's out of Iowa. He's a fashion designer out of Iowa. And he saw me perform one time and just thought, I'm doing this photo shoot. I would love for you to be one of our models for the next campaign, the next shoot. Okay. I had never done it up until that point. I was like, I don't know if I'm really a model though. But I mean, I guess I'll try it. I just love trying new things, and it worked out. We got some really cool pics. But yeah, as far as Humanize My Hoodie though, what Andre Wright is doing in Iowa right now is, and really he's growing around the country now, but what the campaign is meant to do is destigmatize people of color wearing a hoodie. The difference that you might see between a white man and a black man in a hoodie, and that racial profiling.
Right.
Kind of in the wake of Trayvon Martin.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Exactly. So, I mean, he's super dope, man. He made a crazy brand out of, grief, So, yeah, it's a pretty cool campaign.
Last but not least, I want to ask you this question. What do you want your legacy to be?
Man, these are some tough questions, man. I guess you guys are good at what you do, huh? I mean, legacy. I think first and foremost, I would like to represent hope, I think, love, and I think being the reason that someone sees the best in themselves. You know what I'm saying? Being a beacon of light, I guess you could say, in a lot of ways. And as far as my career, I think just collaborating, growing the team, and creating great content. I think with all those things, you can go far.
Oh,
That sounds
yes.
great.
Most
You know what I'm
definitely.
saying? Yeah.
Well, Marquise, we thank you for joining us here
This
today.
is so cool, man. I appreciate y'all.
It's been
Yeah.
food for the soul, sincerely.
Absolutely.
I want to say that it's been a fantastic season for everyone. And we want to thank our co-host, KP, and shout him out once again. We love you.
Yo, KP.
And we want to
KP,
thank
what
our
up?
crew, Eman, Don,
E-Man.
Nina, and
Don.
Maya. Big shout out to all you've done to make this season a largely successful show. So thank you so much.
And of course, we want to give a big shout out to the host and founder of the show,
Mm-hmm.
Riv.
Come on, Riv.
And a reminder out there that there are memberships for this podcast. To support it, visit patreon.com/Did We Make Ourselves Clear? And also remember to subscribe, turn on notifications, and if you're watching us on YouTube or Facebook, please do that.
And once again, a big thanks to the New Real STL News for an awesome partnership. We can't wait to return for season 5, so stay tuned.
And in the words of KP, I know the Lord didn't bring us this far just to drop us off.
Here, did we make ourselves clear?